Alright guys, this is Juan Bautista de Anza, and just making this little video for you guys on a few things. How to properly manual sail, how to stabilize your ship, how to stern rake, um, and how to shoot long distance and still remain relatively accurate. That's sort of to do with the stern raking. And what else? Also how to reduce damage to the sails when being chain shotted from afar or an opposing end of the field, or of the sea I should say. Anyway, I'll just get to it. I've just got this Vic here. It's going to be my little pawn for the next few minutes. Just going to handle sailing straight away. First thing, sailing. How to manual sail. Q and E. Double tap E, it'll go to the right. Double tap Q, it'll go to the left as far as it can till it stops. Yep. T is to depower your sails. This will help with the ship stabilization, which we'll talk soon about. Z and C control the main and mizzen masts. Double tap C, it'll go all the way to the right. Double tap Z, it'll go all the way to the left. And if you want to stop it, just press C or Z just to stop it mid-turn if you need to do so. And F is auto sail. So as soon as you press E or Q, even once, you'll see the bottom left, it'll go manual. So if I'm in auto now by pressing F, if I touch Q just by pressing it, it'll automatically go to manual. These sails won't change unless you go back to auto. When sailing or running away and you want to get the best wind, maximum speed, the bottom left there, the wind is going 270 degrees. Optimum is either left 3 clicks or right 3 clicks, depending if you want to go here or there. Right now I'm doing 11 knots. And also, you don't want to be in manual sails, like whatever you're doing. Even just changing it by 1 degree will slow your ship down over time. Auto optimizes it so your ship gets the maximum amount of wind and speed at a certain given direction. Manual sailing. Actually, this ship's got to get closer. Let me just quickly, tell you how to do manual sailing. So, if I want to go right, before I even turn my rudder, I'm going to double tap Z. This will bring the back 2 masts inwards. Double tap E. It'll bring it inwards as well. And of course the servers are going down soon. So, even without turning, my ship is slowly turning the way I want it to. You can see right there, that is like an arrow. Those 2 intersecting masts are like arrows pointing to the right, which means turn your rudder to the right to maximize the turning rate of the ship. Not too difficult. Now, it's not just all funny and games. You don't just keep it at that and sail as much as you can until you sort of get dead-winded. Right now, you can see the front mast. The foremast is slowly catching the wind, and now it's pushing back against it. That's going to slow you down. That's going to hurt, I think, anyway, your sailing turn rate. So bring it out as you go further against the wind. Keep bringing it out until it catches just a little whiff. Doesn't have to be a lot. But you don't want it turning against the wind like this, for example. It actually slows you down. So right now, if I want to tack into the wind, at this point, in between 0 and 45, I'm going to press auto. I'm going to press auto, and I'll just tack straight into the wind. In, as much as I can. If I wanted to, I could tack in the Santee without actually going less in the negative knots, but it does take a while to get out. Another thing I'm going to teach you guys is actually, I didn't mention, but say you get dead-winded. Okay, let's slow down the Santee. Let's say you get dead-winded. Just wait for it to stop, which it stops very well, in fact, with the amount of surface area it has. When dead-winded, you want to go maximum speed backwards, which is about 3 knots. maximum speed, 3 knots. So, say I want to go to the lefty. I'm going to turn my rudder to the right. And you don't just do that. You don't just go, okay, yep, that's it, right? No. If you want to turn even quicker, here's a trick. Turn your sails like that, the back two, and then turn the front like that. So you see, my rudder is full right, and then I'm going to use manual sails and have the X or the crossing intersection sails pointing to the right. You can see actually I get out of the wind a lot quicker. You lose more speed, but you get out quicker. Right now, if I wanted to, just because there's one knot left, I'm going to maximize it by going full manual sails as much as I can to each side, and then I would tack away, and then press auto, go straight, and then as soon as it goes 0.1, 0.2, I start turning. I'm going to do the same thing again, right? Except I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to depower. If it even works, okay. I'm just going to replicate that scenario while the victory comes closer to me so I can show you guys some more tips. Tips that I've learned anyway all by myself. Okay. If I want to turn, as I'm wanting to go into the dead wind, I can now maximize that by angling my sails, both the foremast and the main two masts, pointed to the same side my rudder is pointing, or turned full left, which means I can do manual sails full left. Notice I'm not going all the way hard out because then I'll be going too slow. As you can see, my speed is decreasing. So I want to catch some more with the wind from the front, which should increase my sail. As you get to the middle, level your sails out, go straight, go to 2.8 or 3 knots or whatever, because the faster you go, the easier it is to tack out or to get out of the dead wind. Say I want to go to the right as fast as possible and not just simply doing this, going full left and waiting. No. Use manual sails to about there, and then your foremast to about there, maybe a bit more, about there. Your ship turns shitload faster against the wind. Look at that. I can now complete that by putting this as much as I possibly can to the left. And if I wanted to, say if you got time and you still want to get max, you want to get as far out as possible, but not that quickly, you can sort of let these sails, the back two sails, a bit more free there. Or you can go full to the right and be as aggressive as you possibly can, turn the quickest in the shortest amount of time you have before you run out of speed and can't turn anymore. In which case I'm going to call it off now. And 0 knots, rudder in the middle, pick up a few points of a knot, and then start turning. So that's how you can leverage the sails in the dead wind to turn out of the dead wind quicker than you would if you were just using a rudder. So that's a good trick in the book for you guys to know. With regard to manual sailing now, specifically turning with the wind. Right now, you can see I'm doing 1.7 knots. Manual sails bring the front mast to the right, which it already is. I think a mistake a lot of people make is they do this. I consider this to be, I don't know, personally, that's a mistake. The wind is pushing your ship pretty much backwards. You are slowing down. You cannot get out of the wind. Look how much speed I'm losing. So what you do, maneuver your sails, the main two, the main and the mizzen, and I'm using the main mast. As you can see, I'm aligning that with the arrow perfectly. just that, the outline of the arrow, the grey part. I'm intersecting it now. I'm in line with it now. That's what you want. You want to be in line with it. You don't want to intersect it because then the wind hits it. To maximize turn, constantly angle your main and your mizzen mast according to the wind. As I'm turning, you can see the red line and the grey wind where the wind is pushing is now getting greater. So I'm going to adjust that. Bang. I'm closing in the angle and I'm actually maximizing speed and turning rate at the same time. This is how you manual sail. You don't just go, yep, full to the right and not worry about it and just turn as much as you can. No, 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 no. You lose too much speed. Conversely, though, you can't just do this and just leave it like that and just chill and just let the ship do its thing. Now you've got to focus on the front mast. You can see now wind's escaping, 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 escaping. No wind in the front, and now the wind is hitting it. At this point, level it out. Level it out. Let it catch more wind. Let it catch more wind. This is what you'd want to do. So at about the 0 mark, 180 degrees, it should be level, pretty much flat, nothing should pass through. As you approach the 0 to 45 or even to the 45 degrees, bang, go straight into auto and tack into the wind if that's what you want to do. So we've talked about manual sailing and the like. I'm gonna see if I can quickly teach before this bloody victory does something stupid. So when aiming, I do unlock sector focus, fire, and auto. When you aim, you don't want to have that in the middle like that. That's a mistake. You want to have where your first cannon is, that little highlighted thing on the left, that's where your first cannon's going to fire. What you do is you don't just shoot. I mean, that's where your first cannon's going to go. So that's all your leading cannons, as a result, are all going to go up to about there. You're going to miss a lot. So you don't just shoot and go straight. You shoot. And now I am actually turning my ship full left. Sorry you couldn't hear me there, but if you look at the bottom left, during that broadside, I was turning my ship to the left about 1 second into the broadside. Because what that does is it has a pretty big impact on where your cannons, or how accurate, or where your balls land. So, I'll do another example. I will fire... Okay, hang on. Wait for this to load. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for this to load before I turn. Stabilizing sails. What is it? What does it do? Well, I'll show you. Say you're... As you can see, my ship is turning or angled to the left a few degrees. This is because the wind is pushing this way. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Ship's pushing to the left because the wind is catching in the sails. Simple as that. Now, this was a broadside. Not too shabby. You can hit anything in links or a freaking frigate at this rate. But hang on. What happens if someone is in this side? How the fuck do you get lower? Well, stabilize your sails. Turn your sails both at the same time until you get that. Until it doesn't catch the wind. And depower at the same time. Look at my ship now. It's level 0 degrees. Okay, it's not going to make it completely stable for as long as you want, but I could only shoot about there. Now I can go a bit lower, depending on the wave. You can use that if you're having trouble to hit your target if it's too low to the ground. Um, yeah. So that's that. Another thing, on the opposing side, if someone is firing chain shot at you, they're going to hit your sails pretty well. Look at the surface area on that. If you want to prevent this, and you know he's going to fire his chain, or if he's fire a chain, distance shot to see how far it's going to hit, or where it's going to hit, just before he fires a broadside, or when he does, you can do this. The silhouette of your sails is going to make it very difficult for him to hit. Very difficult. In fact, that's probably not even adjusted correctly. There we go. How about that? Okay, maybe not. Okay, if he was here, he will not be able to hit your sails except that one there, which won't account for much anyway. However, if you are a target left like this, and I'm at the front and I'm going to shoot you, the chain shot goes through this sail, through this sail, through this sail, and will deal multiplier of 4 to 5, which is just crazy. You're going to lose all your sails. So if someone's ever trying to go for your sails, use the mast. Temporarily slow your ship down after when he's shooting his broadside. Once he's depleted his broadside and done minimal damage, you can then go back, catch the wind again, and get closer to your opponent. That's it for now. The server's about to shut down. I'll cover how to stern rake in the next video. Thanks, guys.